What's up with everybody? It's your boy Deshaun Forrest, back like I said I would be with another breakdown video, car breakdown video for this Transparent 2 album. Last video I did A Moment's Time, and I felt after doing A Moment's Time it would only be right if I do, honestly, the video that has this one. I probably should have did this one first, I'm not gonna lie, but I gotta do the song in the video that has stirred up and sparked the most discussion, the most conversation. I'm still talking to people about this song and video right now, and that's for none other than Close the Door.
Risking it all for a quick fix. I can't believe we did this. What's gotten into me? What's gotten into you? I gravitate to it.
What's up with everybody? Real quick, I just wanted to put y'all onto this new merch site I just launched. I've actually built this site myself, and I dropped a whole bunch of new merch inspired by my latest album, Transparent 2. And I even have the original merch that I dropped from back when I dropped the first Transparent album. To access this, just click on my official website at forevertransparent.com, and then you click shop, and then look at all of this new merch I have. You can also subscribe to our email list. And yes, if you see something, don't hesitate to cop something. We got t-shirts, hoodies, and I also have a bunch of more new designs that I want to drop soon. So check it out. Okay, so one of the important questions that I got shortly after I dropped this video was basically, what's the story and like how does this work with the story of the album? Because if you listen to the album from start to finish, you can tell that there's a story being told. I'm not the same at the beginning that I'm not the same at the end that I was at the beginning. You know, if you listen to A Moment's Time and then you listen to What Will It Take, you know that something happened in between. I changed in between. Some have wondered where does Close the Door fit? Here's the tricky thing with Close the Door. A lot of things, some important things that I wanted for that video didn't go the way I had planned. For example, and I'm not talking about the type of shots or, you know, it was nothing camera wise or, you know, nothing as far as the direction or the production of it. You know, I couldn't get the same, just certain pieces. You know, I had to go with a different actress. I wanted a nighttime shoot. Some things happening took place, and I was kind of forced into a daytime shoot. It was just a lot. That's the whole story in and of itself. Just the 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks getting up to shooting that video, shooting that film was just, it was one of the most stressful times ever. But anyways, in terms of, you know, as far as the characters, it's the same fiance couple from A Moment's Time. Just a different girl, a different actress playing my fiance, playing my counterpart. But it's that same couple, that same relationship. So this song ultimately really is just an added layer to that A Moment's Time story. As far as the film and the song goes, this one, you know, with this album, I really wanted to showcase we're being transparent, no pun intended. That's what it was, what it is. And you can't be transparent and only show the good. And so what I wanted to do was just flush everything out there and just kind of show the prisons, if you will, and traps and all of those things that I found myself in. Like, for example, with Revenge on the Soul, is like a prisoner of my anger, letting it get the best of me almost. Or We Might Be Here Longer, prisoner of my mind and depression, letting that get the best of me, saying what I don't understand. And now with this one, Close the Door, a prisoner of my own lustful impulses, which is natural. And, you know, I said it in the song, normal for these thoughts to rise, but I don't want to see through lustful eyes. So a lot of people, many people saw the video, and I think automatically they were just kind of caught up in what was happening on camera, that they didn't necessarily peep the lyrics to the song. because that was like their first. That was probably their first time hearing the song. You know, it's not like they may have not have checked out the song first, and then he dropped the video. Okay, let me go check out the video. That was probably the first time hearing and seeing everything, because I dropped the album and that particular video on the same day, and Close the Door wasn't a single, so it dropped on the same day as the album. So likely that was their first time hearing and seeing everything. So I understand that. And so many people came up to me and they were just kind of like, they're kind of shocked, because I personally never made content like that. But, you know, transparency, you know, I don't never want to ignore the human side of this walk, of this life, especially in my walk with God. I don't want to ignore that, because it's because of the flaws of us that he sent his son to redeem us back. You know, but still we're not perfect. And so I wanted to showcase those things. You'd be surprised if people were to possibly speak up more often. You'd be surprised how common this kind of issue is. One of the angles was to also add the layers, you know, talking about adding layers to the relationship. Now, it's a grown folk conversation now. If you know anything about getting involved with someone, like what you saw with Close the Door, if you know anything about getting involved with someone like that, and then for whatever reason you guys split, then you know the impact of that is way worse than if that were not the case. You know the impact of that is way worse. So hopefully through that it'll help you better understand the wild journey and emotional journey I was on, from the Revenge on the Souls to We Might Be Here Longer, I Don't Understand, What Will It Take, Close the Door, Walk Away. All of these emotional songs that showcased a lot of pain and heartbreak. Not only was it because of the fact that I was, you know, really sold on the relationship and the potential success of it, but the fact that, you know, if you get involved and then you split, the impact is worse. It's a spiritual thing when you do that. And so what's happening is, one of the things that's happening is that you're giving over a piece of yourself to the other person, and vice versa. Now, should you split, you're not necessarily going to get those pieces back that you gave away. And I recall just feeling a void in myself shortly after the actual split in real life. All of that to say, save it for marriage. Now, as far as the video goes, really the house represents the trap. You notice when you watch the video as it's progressing, I actually never leave. Well, you never actually see me walk out the door. You know, you even look at the transition. You know, transition to the next day, but I'm still in the house. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't appear that I've left. The thing is, we're playing with fire. Eventually, you're going to get burned. You got to face the consequences. So when it looks like I'm actually making a move to leave at the very end, then you see the last shot of the pregnancy test. That's just to also tell the story and teach the real life lesson of, you know, if you keep playing around with it, it's going to get you somehow. That's why the video ended the way that it did, to show the fact that there are consequences to everything, even if you're just having fun. You know, if you're just having fun, or if you don't think nothing of it, if you're ignorant to what it is that you're doing, there's consequences regardless of it. So in this song, I really wanted to showcase me being trapped in that loop, that snare of me giving in to my lustful impulses. But see, here's the thing. If I was the kind of artist or the kind of person where in my music and in my life I would promote that, like, you know, there's a lot of music that promotes that kind of stuff, a lot of art that promotes that kind of stuff, then the pacing and the flow of things would have turned out different. But you see the conviction there, you know, and if the song, the lyrical song, as the video is progressing, acts as his conscious, his subconscious, if you will, because you peep the first love scene, right? In the end of that. Okay, now we're at the start of the first verse and I sit down on the edge of the bed. No one who really enjoys that or really feels they're doing things the right way is going to look like that after having sex. If you look at the thumbnail, it's also that particular frame, that particular scene is also the thumbnail of the video. If you look at the thumbnail, that looked like dude got a lot on his mind, or it feels like heavy, or he's concerned with a lot of things, and it's just, he don't look like he just had fun or just enjoyed something. He just looked like convicted. He looks heavy. And so even then, when she works her way back into the frame, you see me, I gotta get up and go to the bathroom. I gotta like get away, try to like gather myself together, better process what happened. That's why we transitioned to the bathroom. But still caught up in that little loop, still struggling to break free from the trap, bound by his emotions, bound by his lustful impulses. But then you might wonder, well, how was it so easy to slip up in that regard? Well, you peep the lyrics and the film where I'm saying, you said don't head around the back, ain't no need to sneak in here at all. Little siblings are put to bed, mama sound asleep right down the hall. So in other words, you're unbothered. You're not bothered, you're doing your thing and you're uninterrupted. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to sneak around the back. You go right in through the front door. If I'm sneaking around the back, then, I'm cautious, or, I'm more careful, I'm more nervous. But if I'm walking through the front door, I'm welcomed. And that's the tricky thing. That's the thing with, just sin in general and just lustful things and our flaws. It's like, it feels good to us, but it's not good for us. At the end of the day, it pays to do it God's way. But should you slip up or have issues, fall into a trap, don't beat yourself up. Always go back to God and, let him help you get yourself together. Personally, I knew this song was special because typically when I work, I'm either doing a beat, working on a beat, production in a day, or I'm writing a song. I never do both because I don't want to work out of mental fatigue, because I always want to stay mentally fresh, because that's where the best and the cleanest ideas come. But this is the only song, this is the only song above A Moment's Time, Walk Away, Revenge on the Soul, all this stuff, the only song on the album where I made the beat and wrote the song all in one night. That's Close the Door. And so, I know I said a mouthful for this song. I said so much for this one because, one, I got a lot of feedback from it. Many people was like, yo, you killed it, that was dope. A lot of people didn't really understand it. And so I want to make sure I cleared the air. Appreciate everyone for supporting this album and everything. Hit the links below just to stream the album, to buy new merch. I dropped a bunch of new merch, built a whole new website, a better website that is linked also to my official website. And so I appreciate everyone that's been supporting. And yeah, I'm going to come through with more songs, break down more songs. I might just fool around and break this whole album down at this point because there's a lot happening. A lot takes place on this album. It's a very deep project. It's the one I'm most proud of. And it's a lot of story to it, which is why I've released so many films, so many music videos and short films, because I really want to make sure people understand the story. But yeah, peace.
Alone, you and I are lost in the zone. Said I ain't gotta head around the back, ain't no need to sneak in here at all. Little siblings are put to bed, mama sound asleep right down the hall.